You gotta let the beat go a little bit, you know what I'm saying, before we get to it. Call to the booth. Week 5, right?
Week 5 indeed.
Week 5, man.
I'm happy games are being played.
Yeah, we made it through 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm fresh from practice myself, man. So, it's crazy because the NFL got the COVID stuff going on. I'm here in Dallas and youth football, and we trying to operate and not have any issues. And to this point, we ain't had any issues. So it's crazy, man. Fresh off the grass to the booth, man. What we got going today, Harrison?
No, we got a bunch of good stuff. We're going to play our second half of that Emmanuel Sanders interview. We're going to go over some wide receiver, defensive back matchups, and then obviously 2 of your former teams, the Denver Broncos and the Patriots, are going head-to-head this Sunday. So we have to talk about that matchup. But before we get to all that, can you describe what football is in Texas for our listeners and viewers? Because I lived in Houston for a while. I kind of understand it. But I never understood it until I got there. Can you kind of put it into a couple of sentences for them?
It's leveled up. Put it like that. So our high school football is the NFL. Our middle school football is like college, and our youth football is high school football out here. So we cranked up. It's leveled up out here, man. You'll be surprised at the enthusiasm, the support, man, how big youth football is. I'm talking 5-year-olds and up, 5 to 12-year-olds. You'll be surprised how serious they take football out here at the majors, man. But, hey, we fully involved, man. You got to get with the program, and we with the program, baby. North Dallas United. We with the program, baby.
Aqib, I think you're doing a little treat, and I know we mentioned it for the fans in our show earlier this week. Can you give them a little reminder of what's happening for fans of the show?
Man, you got to subscribe. You got to rate. You got to review. You know what I'm saying? To enter the contest. And, you take a picture. What they do, they take a picture, or they subscribe, or rate, and review.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They email it. Yeah. Tell them what they do. Tell them what they do.
Yeah, I'll do that. You don't know what they get. They'll do that. So they do a screenshot of them subscribing, rating, and reviewing especially on the Apple iTunes podcast is a big thing for those. If you're listening to podcasts, you know how important it is. So go ahead and do us that solid right quick. So do that for us. Send us a screenshot to calltothebooth@gmail.com. Send us a question or score prediction for that New England Patriots and Denver Broncos game. The best answer or the closest score prediction or the best fantasy football question within that email will get them what Aqib is giving up.
We're going to give you a signed jersey, baby. Broncos fans, y'all going to get a signed jersey. We're going to pick a Patriots fan. Y'all going to get a signed jersey. So, man, subscribe, rate, and review into the contest. Get you a jersey.
Yeah, no, and during these times, getting a free gift is more than welcome.
You feel me? And all you got to do is subscribe, rate, and review. That's easy
simple,
work
couple,
right there.
couple button presses. That's all.
That's
Ain't
easy
nothing.
work right there.
Ain't nothing. Speaking of easy work, we want to get to those A-plus matchups.
Man.
So, matter of fact, let's see what we got here. So,
these A-plus matchups been a little harder than we thought, man.
Yes.
It's a lot of guys who followed last year not following this year, and injuries and so on, man. So we trying to get it right, man. But we guessing just like y'all. So, man, we having fun. We having fun with it, though.
Yeah, it's kind of out of control this week. But before we do that, my bad. Let's do the no-fly zone. How could we do an Aqib Talib show and not talk about the no-fly zone? I'm bugging.
Yes,
so let's do that. Not too many changes this week. We had Indianapolis Colts still number one. You know what's wild about that?
They balled out.
A lot of people are like, oh, the Colts defense is nice.
Yeah,
you were on it like a week before them.
I had a couple homies come in the gym today or yesterday like, hey, I ain't even know about the Colts defense until, check the show out, man. I'm going to put you on some game.
Exactly. The newest entry are the Kansas City Chiefs. They moved all the way up to number 2, knocking out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which are at 5. Real quick, why did you put the Chiefs in?
Man, the Chiefs been balling all year. So I didn't have them in early just because I thought, I didn't know if it was real or not. I didn't know if it was going to be, I'm going to put them in 1 week y'all come in and give up 380 yards, 5 touchdowns. I didn't know.
Have you looking crazy.
Had me looking crazy, right? So they they put it together this year, man. I think they looked at all the top quarterbacks. Well, not all of them, but Lamar, Deshaun. They looked at some top quarterbacks, man. They balling out. They third in pass defense, and they creating turnovers. Tyron had a pick to the crib last week. Felton picked in the game. Man, they balling, man. So we got to get them up there. Simple as that.
A unit that was not balling. And actually, Paul, our producer here, pulled up a tweet when he saw the new call to the booth rankings.
Yeah.
With the Chiefs at number 2. Tyron Matthews, previous guest on the show, his response to the rankings said, "Rolling the dice on the cement, OG."
Yes, sir. He already know what time it is, man. When he came on the show, he said, "Man, give us a couple weeks, we'll be on there." And hey, he stood on that. A couple weeks passed, they still balling, and they on the list, man. They number 2. They ain't going nowhere, man. He got them boys. I told you, Tyron, one of them glue guys. He got all them boys thinking they lock down corners and lock down safeties, and that's what one guy can do to a group, man. So, hey, Tyron, keep doing your thing, baby. Hey, y'all ain't going nowhere on this list.
So, also dropping out were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's because Justin Herbert went off on them. And because we got to get through the show here, we'll save that discussion for another topic. We'll talk about that Tampa Bay secondary at some point. But we have to discuss the quarterback play coming out of the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert, we talked about him earlier this year. Tyron Matthews mentioned him and how well he's played. And so I want to play a little game with you about picking a young quarterback versus another. But real quick, yes or no, do you still believe the Chargers are going to the playoffs?
No. It's other teams emerging in the AFC, man, and it's teams in the 8th and 9th spot like New England, teams I think that's going to be okay once Cam get back. But teams like Cleveland and the Colts and sometimes they showing up, man. So I don't know if the Chargers going to make that top 7 no more. I got to say no.
All right, so you have the Chargers not making the playoffs anymore. Understandable. So let's go through some quarterbacks. Justin Herbert has looked impressive regardless of how we think the season might end for the team. Mm-hmm. Pick one. Ready? Joe Burrow versus Justin Herbert.
Out the gate like that, huh? Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Let's go Herbert.
Tough call. It's a tough call. We've seen Herbert. He looked impressive so far, and Burrow's been throwing a lot.
They both look good. So I mean, you hey.
You gotta.
Yeah.
So
you
why?
Gotta pick
Herbert?
somebody, right?
I know you gotta pick one. So why?
Yeah. I don't know. I think Herbert just looked a little more comfortable to me, man. He's sitting in the pocket. He's throwing deep balls downfield. I think he caught the speed of the NFL a little bit more than Burrow at this point right now.
And also, too, when you're factoring in young quarterbacks, you also have to factor in their offensive line. The time I spent in Cincinnati, the Bengals had some of the worst offensive line units, and that's still some of the case now. So you know it more than anybody, Aqib. You need a good offensive line if you want your young quarterback to perform well.
On that matchup, on this whole little game we finna play, I'm just going on how guys playing right now, who is in command of the game right now. And I feel like Justin Herbert he's in command of the game more than Burrow right now.
I tried to get this guy into the DFS lineup, but you wasn't having it. Our next matchup, young quarterback versus young quarterback. Daniel Jones versus Sam Darnold.
I thought Sam Darnold was going to be, it's a lot of hype. Everybody like, he's going to be this, he's going to be this. And I'm really waiting for that. I haven't seen that yet, man. So I'm going Daniel Jones, man. I'm going Daniel Jones right now just because I had high expectations for Sam Darnold, and I haven't seen it yet. I still see him struggling for multiple weeks, then he'll play good. Then he's struggling for multiple weeks, then he'll play good. So I'm going Daniel Jones, man. I'm going Daniel Jones. He got more control. He got more command on the field right now.
And if there's one thing for sure, Daniel Jones definitely has better weapons. But we ain't playing GM for the Jets today. Nah. The next matchup, Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray.
Oh, these some tough matchups, man. I'm starting a team right now. Who I'm taking, Deshaun or Kyler? I'm taking Kyler Murray. He's
not
younger.
factoring in the contract now.
I ain't factoring nothing but how they playing right now and command on the field. So
okay.
I like how Kyler Murray's running the ball. He running the ball a little bit better than Deshaun right now, and I think he got better command on the field right now, man. He's leading. They losing games lately, but I think he's running the show a little bit better right now.
Ready for this one? Last one. Josh Allen, Jared Goff.
Oh, not my dog JG. Man, I gotta pick Josh Allen because he got full control on the field right now, and JG do too. But I think if we switch teams, I think Josh Allen will hop in with the Rams, and the Rams won't miss a beat. But I don't know. It's a lot of what Josh Allen does in Buffalo is him creating, throwing guys off, and buying that extra second himself. You know what I'm saying? So if they switch teams, I don't know if JG had the same success over there because he's not a guy who just throw guys off of him and, break tackles and create the extra second like that. He more going to master the scheme, master the offense, and run it like that. So I'm going to go Josh Allen, man, just because he balling a smidget, a little bit harder. He got a little bit more command on the offense at this point.
All right, so since the guys ain't following, we might as well just look at the top wide receivers going against top secondaries. Which matchups are you looking at?
Let's start it off with O going against that number one ranked secondary right now, them Colts, man. So the Colts won't follow. Rose will be on that right. Rose will be on that right, and Moore he'll be on that left. He gonna go to the slot, and what's my dog name? He got a funny name. Yeah. Rocky, he gonna come in. He gonna come in on that nickel. So they play a little man. They play a little cover 3. They have mixed some cover 2 in there on long yardage situations. But it's gonna be a matchup, man. The Browns is hot right now, and on fire right now. So I'm ready to see them. I'm ready to see how they plan on guarding them, where the help come from, who they gonna leave open, who gonna get the one-on-ones. And I feel like Baker in his bag right now. So man, he making good throws. He giving his guys a chance right now. So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what O can do against the secondary. This the best in the league. They linebackers play a big part in their pass defense as well. So we'll see, man. They linebackers patrol that underneath in that cover 3. They tackle well. They get guys on the ground. So we'll see, man. We'll see. So I'm excited to see it.
So here's the circumstance. No Nick Chubb. So that means Kareem Hunt is going to get a wealth of the carries. The Browns have been a run-first team. As you know, the Colts have been a great defense all year long. And in that linebacker unit as well, they're great at stopping the run. We know how the Colts operate. I think T.Y. Hilton hasn't had a 76-yard receiving game since Andrew Luck. Right. They're going to run the ball with Jonathan Taylor. So that clock is going to run really fast. If the Browns are still intent on running the ball, the Colts are still intent on running the ball. We got a great defense from the Colts. Over, under 75 yards receiving for Odell.
I think you're going to have a bunch of targets. When you come off a 3-touchdown game and that week of practice is just, you the one who got all the bounce in practice that week, man. So I think a bunch of targets coming his way. Against that number one secondary, though, 75 yards. I'm gonna go over for O. He gonna have so many targets, man. He catch 8 short passes, it'll be over at 70 yards. So I'm gonna go over 75 yards for Odell.
Touchdown, yes or no?
No touchdown.
Okay.
No touchdown.
So the other matchup I know we want to look at.
No receiving touchdown.
Oh, there you gotta make that. You gotta make that clarification with OBJ.
Do that matter though? So I'm gonna say the coach gonna focus on him so much. No touchdown, man. You come off a 3-touchdown game. You playing the number one defense in the league, one of the number one defenses in the league. They not gonna let you score this week. They gonna be on the reverses. They gonna be on you on the pass game. Somebody else gonna have to score the touchdowns this week.
Okay, and then let's look at one more matchup. I think we wanted to focus in on that battle of Pennsylvania between Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles, Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to look at, I guess we'll take a look at Ben Roethlisberger's passing attack against that Eagles secondary that's improved from last year.
Yeah, Slay gonna be on somebody. We don't know if it's gonna be Johnson. We don't know if it's gonna be Juju. But hey, Slay gonna draw one of those guys in the matchup, and I think the other guy gonna be the one who Big Ben likes, be the one who Big Ben targets a lot. So I don't know who it's gonna be. We've been wrong in the past here on the A+ matchups. You know what I'm saying?
Happens to the best of them.
It happens to the best of us. You already know that. It's gonna be Juju. It's gonna be Johnson. One of them, man. But whoever he's on, I don't think they have a day. I think because they got so many weapons over there with Big Ben. He spreads the ball out, man. He pick and choose who he want to throw it to week in, week out. So I think whoever don't draw Slay, they'll have a pretty good game.
And so we've talked about the presence of Nicole Roby-Coleman as a slot corner too, and the impact that he can have. And so looking at that wide receiver, as you referred to, might be the key here. So let's do this. More likely to score a receiving touchdown. Juju. Wait, one sec. Well, let me get it. Juju and Deontay Johnson, or Chase Claypool and Eric Ebron.
I like Ebron. I'll say Juju and Deontay though. Juju and Deontay, one of those two will have a touchdown.
Okay. Over under on Ben Roethlisberger passing touchdowns, because we know that Eagles rush defense is a strength of theirs. Two or more.
Two.
Two. Over under for 2. Sorry.
Yeah, he had 2 or more.
Okay.
He had 2 or more versus Philly passing touchdowns.
Okay. Maybe a under day for James Conner. I think that pretty much wraps us up here. A big time matchup from Monday Night Football between where we get to see our guest who's coming up, Emmanuel Sanders, go to work against the Chargers. Should be a lot of fun. This interview, if you didn't hear the first part of it, was hilarious on Wednesday. More of that in our interview coming up next. This is Call to the Booth, and those were kind of your A+ matchups.
Semi A+, but hey, we getting to it, man. Guys got to.
It's more like a B+ match, the B+ matchups,
like
right?
Just an A-. A-. It's still some good matchups, but it ain't A+. It ain't top of the line. You know what I'm saying?
Because what's the rule?
You gotta follow, baby. You gotta follow.
There you go.